98.9 WIBB FM. Time Channel Thursday on the iPower Evening Show.
Speaking Loud commentary for Thursday, March 16th, 2017. I happens to be DeMarco White, radio personality, host, and executive producer of iPower One Radio and TV. Now, as y'all already know, for those out there who has been following this internet radio station since 2007, we're celebrating 10 years on the internet radio airwaves, giving you the iPower Evening Show Monday through Friday, when anytime we're on. And I say thank you for being part of our radio station during those 10 years. And for some haters out there who said back in 2007 that we would not last 10 days on the air, well, I got news for you. We did this for 10 years, surviving every BS, every hate, every jealousy, every name-calling, every threats, even death threats you can think of. We survive all of that. If your heart is so deeply and serious enough to wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning preparing this radio station that nobody else in Boston would take the time nor day to build this radio station to where it is today. Now, I'm not talking about iHeartRadio or any other corporate radio stations in Beantown. See, to be honest, I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for Radio 1, Kathy Hughes, Alfred Liggins III, Tom Joyner, Russ Parr, D.L. Hughley, Al Sharpton. They inspired me to get into radio. It didn't took the help of the black community here in Boston when you talk about Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. For the iPower One Nation out there that don't know that those three communities are part of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We didn't get no help from them because their heart wasn't into it on how Ricky, Stefan, Raphael, and myself bust our ass to build this internet station with the help of some of the great black voices on our airwaves. When you talk about my brother Stefan, keeping it old school, my sidekick, Unpretty Ricky, our co-host and sports director, Rafael Castro, and all the previous people I've dealt with on iPower One, who some of them left on their own power to pursue other adventures and careers and still be in contact to iPower to this day. We had Dino Santiago, part of iPower, who left on a positive note and went back to the Bronx with his family and still listening to iPower One FM. We got over 2,000 to 3,000 listeners and more listening to iPower One. Now, that may not seem to be enough audience for our radio station, but hey, something is better than nothing. I would rather take the 3,000 over zero audience any day. We get 500 emails per day, whether they're good, bad, or ugly. I mean, I can't read all of them, even though some of the emails coming from black people, white people, Latinos, Chinese, Muslims, Jewish, LGBT, Democrats, even Republicans. Yes, Trump supporters who call our radio station of iPower One, saying that iPower One, the most liberal radio station that I ever listened to. Colin Flaherty and Danny Donovan from South Boston, both white Irish conservatives, who has the Fox News mindset of Sean Hannity, Bill O'Reilly, Rush Limbaugh, and Donald Trump, are a perfect example. Even conservatives like Mike calls up and we just go at it over President Obama's race and policies. We get other text messages from black people asking me, DeMarco, why do you let these racist Republicans text your show on their GOP conservative views? So I responded back and said on the iPower show, saying the reason why I let Colin Flaherty and Danny Donovan from South Boston, Mr. Brown, a black Republican conservative from Roxbury. Yes, black people. We got some black closet conservatives from Roxbury, Massachusetts, who could care less about any of us Negroes, who thinks less of any of our black asses. We just let them speak their mind, exposing their true colors on how they truly feel. And Lynn Spelling, a white female conservative who we haven't heard from in a long time, we haven't banned her on how she feels about the quote-unquote the blacks, which sometimes can be, like a racist term, the blacks, or boy. gal. See, we let Trump supporting ignorant fools speak on how they really feel about African Americans, Hispanics, Muslims, LGBT. Speaking of the LGBT, big shout outs to Peter Passion, who's an openly gay white male from the South End of Boston, Massachusetts, calls up, giving him a platform to speak on the behalf of the LGBTQ community on how he feels. See, when you talk about the iPower Evening Show, when it comes to Express Your Mind or Speak It Loud Talk 360, the radio version, we would bring up mostly black topics for SIL Talk 360 that some black people won't even touch with a 10-foot pole, but you would rather talk about the upcoming celebrity fight in March this month between Chris Brown and Soulja Boy, which was canceled, by the way. Thank God. I still say that if the fight went down, Chris Brown would have whooped Soulja Boy's ass just like he did Rihanna. Now, I don't condone Chris Breezy did to Riri, but let that go. See, for me, when it comes to black African Americans in our communities, whether in Boston, Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, New York City, Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, New Jersey, Newark, ATL, Chicago, New Orleans, Fort Worth, Texas, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, South Central, Oakland, St. Louis, no matter anywhere in the United States you're from, representing your hood in your community, we got different visions, thoughts, and opinions on how we see black people in America. I get that. We as blacks, African Americans, have every God-given right to say how we feel as a people, despite of we as a people ain't hearing what we want to hear from our own, but are still in the same boat. That doesn't make you a sellout or an Uncle Tom based on thoughts, views, and opinions. We already know how white supremacy, Fox News, and the GOP thinks of us Negroes. Stacey Dash, for instance, sold her soul to white supremacy on Fox News. How did that work out for her after Donald Trump's so-called presidential inauguration? It's called karma on coons who got played by white supremacy. And now Miss Stacey Dash is unemployed, and we supposed to feel sorry for her self-hating black ass? Some Negroes who sell their souls to white supremacy to Donald Trump like Ray Lewis. See, I was shocked just like any other black person when Martin Luther King III met with Donald Trump at the Trump Towers. And oh yeah, Kanye West, who lost his rabbit-ass mind so much, he no longer has that credibility after meeting with Trump at the Trump Towers. That tells you right then and there that these so-called Negroes are not for black people. They are for their black selves to uplift them, filling mad dollar signs in their pockets and not poor black people. And if Dr. Martin Luther King was alive today and wanted to meet with President Trump, I'm pretty sure as hell Dr. King wouldn't meet with him at the Trump Towers in New York City. That's more like a personal meeting trying to get a photo op. I would meet with Donald Trump after he was sworn in as their president, not my president. I would have met Trump in the People's White House in Washington, D.C. to talk serious issues on how to uplift black communities nationwide with jobs, owning businesses, becoming doctors, lawyers, engineers, whomever. That's what I would do if I met with Trump. If Trump wanted to meet with some real black leaders like Minister Farrakhan, in my opinion, Reverend Sharpton, Dr. Umar Johnson, and Dr. Boyce Watkins, even though we have a small, slight disagreement with Empire, or any other black leader who's willing to help give back to black people for financial resources so we as black people, African Americans, can build our own communities and businesses and do for ourselves. But unfortunately, that's not what happened with Steve Harvey, Jim Brown. Don't get me wrong, I still got mad love for Steve Harvey and Jim Brown for what they have did for black people, but my brother, you did it the wrong way meeting with Trump at the Trump Towers for a photo op. And especially Dr. Martin Luther King III that also met with Trump at the Trump Towers. Your father, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., would not approve of that, sir. As for Kanye West and Ray Lewis, these Negroes are just out for themselves. Now, some black people out there are going to ask me, DeMarco, why are you not out there in the black community instead of running your mouth and cooning around? Well, if the jealousy and the hatred against me from looking at me and other black people from what you think I do negative compared to the plenty of things I do positive on this radio station and promoting black events as a radio and media guy, is what I do that some of y'all out there will purposely ignore because the word positive in some of y'all self-hating minds does not interest you, but the word negative does. Focusing on all the wrong reasons. If it wasn't for that and the local political corruption, picking and choosing, favoritism, and nepotism in our black communities that are occurring as we speak, then maybe, just maybe, I can take myself out there to the black communities and try to make a positive difference. But until then, I, nor anybody else who's like-minded, should ever waste their time going out there knowing you're not wanted, because I'm not saying it nor doing it your way. That is problematic for me. And you wonder why I'd rather be behind these microphones at the radio station passing out informative information on these airwaves that the black community refuses to hear it from me because, according to some of them, saying I'm not black enough because you support Latinos, Puerto Ricans, LGBTQ, anybody but black people. No, that's not it. What some of these Negroes are really trying to say when you talk about Boston, DeMarco, I hate your black ass. You think you big and bad because you built this radio station. God should have never gave you that talent. F iPower. F y'all bitch ass ninjas. I hate your black ass. I'm going to lie on your black ass. I'm going to block you on Facebook. Tell my mutual friends that you hate Boston. You hate Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan. You hate black people in Boston, period. You's a self-hating black son of a bitch. I'm going to lie on your ass. This is what some of these Negroes are trying to say. I can't tell how many times I've been lied on and lied to by some black people who hasn't even took the time nor day to bother to listen to the 4 complete hours of what me and my colleagues say during the radio show, where some black people to this day call me the Tom Joyner and Russ Parr of internet radio. These are like-minded black people who actually gets it, that are faithful listeners to the show. Shout outs to brother David Holland out of New York, who's on my Facebook, who I had on Speak Aloud 360, trying to uplift black people. Same goes for Arthur James Bacon, another brother. Shout outs to Felicia Renee from Randolph, Massachusetts, a beautiful black sister who has listened to the whole entire 4-hour show Monday through Friday, and none of this straight negative talking down BS crap of black people. Shout out to my brother Ray Sean out in Brockton, Massachusetts. When you listen to this brother call up during Express Your Mind or Speak Aloud 360, you be thinking you're listening to Sharpton or Farrakhan or any other black person who's smart, intelligent. So black people, for those out there who are hating for whatever reason, don't ever say I hate black people when I'm on the radio dropping music, info, and topics that no other African American that would ever bring up on this radio. Maybe Warren Ballentine, maybe Sharpton. Yes, we will tell some jokes now and then, but hey, I'm just a radio guy. I'm the camera guy. I'm the media guy, working here at a diverse radio station of Heart Planet Media on iPower 1 FM as a media personality. We need to stop the self-hatred as black people just because some of us does not see it nor do it your way. As long as they're being informative to the black and brown communities of what is going on from an urban perspective, that is all what counts. If you really want to know who I am and find out for yourself instead of hearing it from other negative people giving you this misinformation about me, I challenge you. Follow me on Facebook, keyword DeMarco J. White, the media guy, and like and follow us on our social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, keyword iPower 1 Nation. I'm DeMarco J. White for iPower 1, and that is my Speak It Loud commentary. iPower 98.9 is now New York City. Subscribe now to our YouTube channel, keyword iPower 1 Nation. Listen to our shows weeknights now in the tri-state area. Take us anywhere. Listen online or on app. Listen on your Android phone, iPhone, or iPad. Listen now in the NYC. Go to iPower1FM.com for 98.9.